What's up, YouTube? I want to talk to you today about how to find man-made treasure. And there's a lot of different places where treasure resides. It's few and far between, but it's more out there than you think. And you just wouldn't know why it's there. That's the whole thing is. Alright, just take this for instance. A lot of people have told me I have buried treasure in my backyard. Well, a lot of people might lose their home ownership real quick, or, I'm sure most people dig it right up as soon as they lose home ownership, but what if they die, or what if something else happens where they needed to leave right away and they never got back there? You don't quite know why treasure got left behind, and that's the whole where the chase begins, where you get a lead that something was left behind. And that's what sucks, is all these leads are basically going to be like this. They're going to be like, the gold is at the base of the mountain. Okay, that could be the base of any mountain. Mountains are all mountainous. It's midway through the mountain. That's like 16 different points or so already by someone just saying, it's in those mountains over there. You could see why people never could dig their treasure back up. They lost it themselves in the first place. So, your first classical thing is that you have a house and a garage, or a house and an outhouse. Mostly all the time, the treasure will be in the midway point. If not, it'll be under the tree in the yard. And the midway point is a huge point. There's a midway point between everything. There's a midway point between my house and City Hall, and there's a midway point between my house and the neighbor's house. There's a midway point between my house and the river. Midway points are a point, and that is the point, is that people want to make a point that's not actually a point. However, that's an obvious point. The halfway point is always to be paid attention upon. Every time you start looking for treasure, you're thinking, okay, what are 2 points that I could find the middle of? And then go looking there. Otherwise, it'll be plainly marked by a post. These are posts for a fence. It could be like 50 posts down underneath that post. It could be under some train tracks. The train might not even be there. The tracks might not even be there. If you removed all of the train tracks, but you knew where the track went, and you checked underneath all those points, first off, you could find some railroad ties that might be pretty old. But you would be able to find where somebody would have buried a treasure. Why would you bury the treasure over here in the dirt? You need something to mark it. So you marked it with the actual train tracks and how many ties down, or how many miles, or how many footsteps off of that mountain that we just crossed past, or on the other side of the tunnel. People think like that, and they don't always have a lot of time. So think fast, and that's usually the first thing you thought of. That's what they thought of too, because they were running away from someone and they buried it, or if it was somewhere real obvious, it was going to be the halfway point kind of thing again.